My name is Pope Metallicus, and welcome back to Space Marine. Where last time we got the game started, we killed a whole bunch of greenskins, we blew up a whole bunch of fun stuff, and we found out there's an Inquisitor on the planet, which means that things are about to go to shit. But all that out of the way, we will get things rolling here. So let's take a time to get the chat set up here. Sorry, bear with me, guys. Give me 1 minute. I really wish I had a second monitor so I could just do this, but I don't, so. One second. And for some reason, if I set up the chat before, it just doesn't see it when I go live for some idiotic reason. Okay. All right, there we go. And let's get things started, shall we? Okay. All right. So, obviously some bad shit happened over here, so let's go find out. Hey, Wookie, how's it going? All right. Haven't seen you in a minute, man. How you been? All right. Well, that looks big and ominous. I'm guessing we're going to blow that up first. All right. Yeah, that's right. I got a Chainsword. What the hell? Oh! Yeah, I didn't realize how many of those guys there were. Hey, Brightest Day, how's it going, bud? You here to watch me purge some heretics in the name of the Emperor? Should be a good time. Hang on 1 second, guys. Let me just... I'm just looking up the controls again, because I really need to... Okay. Okay. really need to familiarize myself, because it's been a while since I played this on PC. I usually play it on 360, so... And I don't have a Wi-Fi card on my computer, so... Wait, is there no audio? Hang on 1 second, guys. Is the game audio not on? Hang on. All right, let's see how that does. Let's see how that does. Let's see how that does. Is that any better now? Alright, I think it's just the game audio is being funky. I turned everything up all the way, so hopefully that'll work. If not, let me know, and I'll try starting it. I'll try restarting, and then we can see how that goes. Alright. I don't know why that is. It was working fine last week. Yeah, that's right. You sit down. All right. Yeah. Brutal. Hang on. Yeah, this isn't working for some reason, so I'm gonna back out of here, and we are gonna restart the game and see if that works. Hang on. The problem with dealing with some of this stuff is we are playing with older stuff here. All right. Let's see here. Hang on one second, guys. Okay, that sounds like it's working better now. All right, now let's go. Yeah. Get it. All right. We got here ammo for stuff I really don't need. I love that part. I made it go boom. All right. All right. Yeah, see how the guy's like a stalker bolter. Bad puppy. All right. That's what you get. Yeah, this whole horde tactic ain't going so well for them. Give me that health. Alright. Kill an orc. You gotta worry about the Space Marines. Not just any Space Marines, a captain. So this dude, I think in this game he's been an Ultramarine for 200 years. So he's no joke. Wonder what kind of goodies they have in store for us over here. Ooh, Power Axe. Don't mind if I do. Here. Yeah, Power Axe. Sit down. Oh, I forgot I had grenades on him. Alright. Let's try that again, shall we? This game is not actually all that easy. Oh my god. Yeah, Hero Guy, I'm kind of worried about it too. I hope it's good. I really do, but I'm not hopeful. We'll put it that way. Sorry, Hero Yui. Whoops. Me read good do. Alright. Let's try this again. Are there grenades over here anywhere? Because I only got one. I really wish I could. I really wish I could remember the controls for the Vengeance launcher. I always forget that. Hang on. Oh, great. They don't say. Cool. Awesome. Yeah. Whew! Finally got that part. And rest assured, when Space Marine 2 comes out, I will be getting it day of, and I will be playing it. And I'll let you know what I think. I hope it's good. I really do. We need a good 40K game, and Demon Hunter looks interesting, but I don't know enough about it to really say for sure. So, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. It's supposed to come out sometime this year, so hopefully not too long. And hopefully it doesn't get delayed like a lot of stuff has been. Because that would suck, and it would make me very sad. But yeah, at this point in time, Space Marine Captain is nothing to fuck with. These dudes are pretty much as good as it gets. Short of like a chapter master, which good luck finding one. Yeah, Hero, I hear you. I would rather get delayed and actually be good and what we want than be delayed constantly and then end up like, or then come out on time and be shit. Although it could be like Cyberpunk where it gets delayed a lot and it's still pretty shit. Don't get me wrong, I like Cyberpunk 2077. I like where they were going with it. I just don't think the execution was very good at all. It could have been so good, but it just wasn't. Alrighty. Let's see what kind of trouble we can get into now. There's an Inquisitor on the planet, so you already know things are about to go horribly wrong. And I love what they did with the art style of this game, too. Hopefully they keep that. Where, you know, they get the scale of things right. Where everything's just huge. Especially the big guys in power armor. Oh, dude, Battlefield 2042 is so bad it's become a meme. Like that, I think that's going to be the new standard for. It's like, hey guys, remember when this game came out and it was shit? Like so bad, I don't even think they can fix it. Like that's one of those. If you put out a game in that state, I don't know how you fix it because your players are not going to come back. I'd have played that for like an hour and then been like, yeah, no, I'm all set. Bye. Goddamn right, Ultramarines chapter. Big Blue Boy Scouts for life. Stomp, stomp, stomp. And the sound direction of this game was great, too. Yeah, the hovercraft in 2042 are just... It's so bad, it's hilarious. And the worst part is I could see where they were trying to go with that game, and it could have been good. It could have been, but it wasn't. Because they decided to cheap out and do everything the bare minimum and try to get away with not doing their jobs correctly. And it didn't really work out for them, I don't think. And I think they really missed the boat on that one. Because 128 player battles, like if they had done it right, I would have forgiven them the lack of single player if we got those massive, huge battles that they were promising. And yeah, that technically works if you can find 128 people playing at one time, which you're not. When was the last time you saw a Battlefield game with 3,000 active players at any given time? Like, I go all the way back to Battlefield 1942, and it's shameful to see what it's turned into. They just never... I just don't think EA and DICE understand what they have anymore, or what it was always supposed to be. I think they... Yeah, there is a difference between the two, and they are literally doing both. They're trying to nickel and dime you with these microtransactions, and at the same time, they're also trying to skimp on content at release. Meanwhile, making people pay like $120 to get access to the beta, and for what they got, honestly, I would freaking sue them. Now, 10 years ago, Battlefield 3 and 4 had players. Like, there's still Battlefield 4 servers up because it was still a good game. It's still probably the best one they've put out in the last decade or so. 3 was pretty good. 4, I think, was even better. And then Battlefield 1 I enjoyed briefly. I mean, it wasn't the best game ever, but it was at least fun. And it was World War One, which is like crack to me. So that kind of scratched the itch. It wasn't a great game, but it was doable. And then Battlefield 5, I never even bought because they actively told their player base to fuck off. So off we fucked. They don't want my money. They don't get my money. Period. And that's how you handle that. Like, if companies don't respect you, then stop doing business with them. And yeah, I don't know what the hell's going on over at DICE, but I have to think EA's involvement is similar to usual. Just like how they fuck up everything. I mean, look at the Mass Effect series. As soon as EA started getting involved, things started changing, and Andromeda is entirely their fault. They rushed that game because EA wanted it out. Give me that health. Well, that didn't work out like they planned it. All right. Let's keep going here and see what other horrible nasties we find. Yes, indeed. Damnable creature. Yeah, man, that is like the biggest negative, biggest downside I think to 40K right now they is that Games Workshop owns it, and Games Workshop is one of the most predatory companies I think I've ever seen. Like, they will just try to get every cent they can out of you. Did you hear they're raising their prices again? It's ridiculous, man. Like, and they're not even offering everything at one time. Like, they said basically that some of their models are going to be on a rotation, so that they're creating artificial scarcity, and they're bad, dude. Like, I've seen some predatory companies in my time, but thank God BattleTech's not like that, because BattleTech is my main one, and 40K I just kind of dabble in. But BattleTech I've been a fan of for damn near 30 years now, ever since I was 7. And I saw that horrible cartoon they put out, which is actually, I mean, it's not a good show, but I love it anyway. There, there is a co-op mode in this where it's like Space Marines versus the AI. It's more like a horde mode. It would be cool to have faction play, whereas you could maybe for 2 they'll have a side that can play as the Tyranid, almost like Alien vs Predator back in the day, because that was actually really cool. That asymmetric gameplay of both teams have a way to win, just a matter of who's going to find it first. And that game's still fun, by the way. I was playing that with my nephew not last week for my birthday, and I love that game still. Maybe if I can ever figure out how to get my Xbox streaming on here, we'll stream some of that. All right. Anyway, I have a plasma pistol now, so that's going to be bad news for the bad guys. Plasma pistol and a power axe. That's a potent combo. Yeah, grenades. Gimme. But yeah, man, like GW, it's pretty much like is there a scummy business practice out there? GW will find it. It's freaking bad, dude. And at least Catalyst's not like that. BattleTech is one of the most open franchises I've ever seen. I don't know about that one, man. Disney's pretty bad. Good thing you brought that brought the shield, buddy. I'm about to sodomize you with it. What? Say ah. There you go. Yeah, Disney's pretty bad, man. But GW is certainly taking after them in every way they can think up. And I think they are trying to do something with 40K like what Disney's done with Star Wars, where they turn it into more of a universe that they can make product in rather than a tabletop war game. Good BattleTech games. 2018's Harebrained Schemes' BattleTech is excellent. I played that. I'll be playing it more on the channel. I played it. That was the first game I played on here back about Thanksgiving. And I really, really dig it. And also MechWarrior 5, which I'll also probably be playing through on here in the not-too-distant future. I enjoy both of them thoroughly. And BattleTech is having a bit of a renaissance right now, which I could not be happier about, man. Hopefully we get some more... I would prefer a lot of stuff in the Clan Invasion era, because it's most of the stuff that's coming out right now is in the 3025. Which is a good series, but a good era. But I want more. I mean, I came in during the Clan Invasion, so I think it's always good to get some anti-clanner action going, because remember Tukey it. But no, Hairbrain Schemes is one. If you're more a fan of the tabletop game, I would heavily recommend that. And if you're a fan of the old MechWarrior games, MechWarrior 5 did a pretty good job of updating it for a modern look. And I really, really dig both of them. The one problem I have with MechWarrior 5 is the Mech Lab, where it's very restricted. Like, you can't... Like, I've been building the same... certain Warhammer builds, especially, for 20 years at this point, and I can't build it in this. And that makes me very sad. But, that being said, there's a lot to love. And, especially if you have all the DLCs, there's some really, really cool shit. Like, you get to play through the Fourth Succession War, which is awesome. I would actually love a game like Space Marine, set in the Horus Heresy. So, like, you're kind of going through like this, and towards the end, you like for like Act 3, you have to choose which side you're on. I think that'd be cool as hell. That's right. Sit down. But, you know, I would love a game like this set in the Horus Heresy, where, like, say you play as like a member of like the Luna Wolves or one of the Traitor Legions, and basically have it end on Isstvan 3. Like, have Act 3, like, you choose what side to play on, and then regardless of which, you're gonna have to like, you know, fight against one of the guys you've been playing with this whole time. I think that would be really, really awesome, and I think it would sell well too. That could just be me, though. Wishful thinking and all. I am kind of really glad they brought Captain Titus back for Space Marine 2, though, because, you know, it'll be interesting to see kind of what happened to him and where he's been and all that. If they do it right. I have no illusions that they probably will, but it would be good to see. I love just punching those little dudes in the face. It's great. Alrighty. Yeah, and if you guys want to have want to see me play some other games, if I have it, I'll probably put it on the channel. Just let me know in the comment section or on here, and I'll try to write it down and put it on the list. And also albums you'd like me to review. I've got a couple that I'm working on right now. I think you guys are really going to dig them, but yeah, but like that's what I mean. Here, like you can choose to play as a traitor or a loyalist, and like basically fight alongside like either Abaddon or Loken, or I think that would be really really cool. I know that's gross overkill, but companies these days do seem to have a habit of that, don't they? Like not only ruining something, but ruining it in such a way that it like you can't even enjoy the original anymore. Like it's just so bad, dude. Like look at all the movies like or franchises that get ruined because of that shit. Like it's to the point where like I have trouble enjoying Star Trek now because of what they've done to it. And like it takes a lot to get me not to want to watch Star Trek. Like you would not believe how ridiculous it has to be in order to get me not to watch it. I even enjoyed most of Enterprise, which I get shit for sometimes, but you know what? I'm going to take that because I like something they didn't. Oh well. It's all in good fun. I ain't mad about it. I am mad about what they did to did with Discovery though, because that could have been an interesting show. It really could have. And then like some Star Trek shows, especially, but a lot of shows in general, like it takes them a few episodes to really get the pattern down and kind of nail down the writing and what they want to do with it. So I'm willing to forgive a lot, especially early on. But when we get like 3-4 episodes in and I'm just sitting there going, this isn't going to get any better, is it? That's not a good sign. No, bad doggy. Oh, the Orville's great, man. It is more Star Trek than Star Trek has been probably since Deep Space Nine, and I could not be happier about that. I have my disagreements with Seth MacFarlane on like politics and stuff like that, but when it comes to what he did with Star Trek, I could not be happier with it. I can't. I think season 3 is about to come out, isn't it? I'm waiting for that because that should be good. That should be really really good. But other than that, like the only thing that's helping me out right now is that but no, I really really like the Orville. How bad is it that like a parody of a show is better than anything that actual franchise has released in 20 years? And God help me, I still have hope for Strange New Worlds being okay. I'll give it a shot. I know it's gonna suck. I know it. Everyone else knows it too, but I can't help but give it a chance. Really, aren't you a big angry fella? Come here. Spaceballs is a classic. It will always be one of my favorite movies of all time. You just can't beat it. Mel Brooks covering or spoofing everything. That was just fantastic. Oh, well, that's cute. We're about to get the squiggly wiggly. Sit down, doggy. Ah, that was fun. No, no shield. Bad. But yeah, man, there's so many franchises that I really wish were better. Now, another game I'll probably be playing on the channel fairly shortly is Terminator Resistance. And if you haven't played it, that is the Terminator movie we all wanted. That is the Terminator game we always should have gotten. And I'm just... Ooh, Melt-A-Gun. God, that's fun. There you go. I love the feel of this game, too. They really captured what being a Space Marine is. Much more so. Oh, if you haven't played it, definitely worth it. I think it's fairly cheap, too. It's like $15 or something like that for everything, including the expansions including one, basically the whole game takes place after the war. It's basically an adjunct to Terminator 1 and 2, and it is well worth a buy. In fact, you actually meet Kyle Reese and a couple other people in it, and it's really cool. I enjoy it thoroughly, and if you're cautious about it, I'm going to be playing it on the channel in the not too distant future, so stay tuned. And if you're not subscribed, well, maybe that's your incentive. But no, I really enjoy that game, and I think it's well worth the price, because it wasn't even full price on launch. I think it was like $40 new, and for what it is, it's a really, really solid little shooter. I thoroughly enjoy it. And there's a whole DLC where you go behind the Annihilation line with Kyle Reese, and basically where the game, where that campaign ends, is actually the future scene from Terminator 1. It is absolutely outstanding. Send more orcs. Are they really making a game after Dark Fate? Jesus, you'd think they would have learned. Like, on what planet did that movie do good enough to actually get a game? Like, it lost so much money. Although I did hear Dune is getting a 4X strategy game, which I will definitely be getting and playing on the channel. Because, yeah. Dune is a massive, massive love of mine. It also explains why I love Battletech and 40K. They basically ripped off a lot of stuff from Dune. But no, I just don't understand how some studios think that, like, oh yeah, our game did fine. Or that movie did fine. Let's make a movie out of it. Or let's make a game out of the movie no one wanted. Yeah, it looks good. I haven't seen anything on the actual gameplay. I don't know if there is anything yet, but I remember the old RTS Dune game from the late 90s, I want to say, and I remember it being quite good. So, cautiously optimistic. And the new movie was fantastic, so... I mean, it was doing well enough that they greenlit a sequel while it was still in theaters. So, but yeah, yeah, right. Hence why I'm banned on Twitter. Because I have a tendency to speak my mind and tell people to fuck off when they really need it. And, yeah, they don't like that so much. I got banned for making fun of the Germans. Because apparently, if the German government says you're banned on Twitter, you're banned on Twitter, even if you're not from Germany. Because, that makes sense. The proper response to a government that isn't yours trying to get you banned off of a platform should be, haha, fuck you, you can't make me. Nope, no more ammo. Oh well. Suppose I was being a bit greedy there. But yeah, the shit that happens in order to get likes on Twitter now, or TikTok is the new one. I didn't think it could get more cancerous than Tumblr or Twitter, but oh man, was I wrong. Ugh. Yeah, Twitter got bad. Twitter's bad, but TikTok is just autistic. It's just not good. But yeah, I'm hopeful for Dune, because that did well financially and it was a really good movie. So hopefully we'll get more of that. That new Halo series on Paramount is going to suck ass through a straw. I can see that from a mile away. That's really gonna be bad. Ooh, las cannon. Yes, please. Think that dude's got enough grenades? I mean, obviously not. It's an orc, so... Well, I took care of that. Yeah, dude. It seems like whatever the newest social media site is just gets worse and worse as we go along here. It's really bad. I don't know how it can get worse than TikTok, but I'm sure they'll find a way. It's like the old saying, genius may have its limitations, but stupidity is not thus handicapped. Like, oh, the children are our future. And take one look at TikTok. It's just like, oh god, we're fucked. Nah. I do like the effect on the last cannon, though. Right, they just kind of go boom. Just like that. Send more green skins. Oh. Careful what I wish for, apparently. Send more green skins. Okay. Uh-oh. God, I love the melt-a-gun in this game. Pretty much all the guns in this game are really awesome, and they all have unique uses, too. Like, it's not so much a, like, you know, personal preference as it is every weapon in this game has a use. Even the last cannon, which I'm not a huge fan of. At least I wasn't on PC. And, oh, it wasn't on Xbox, rather. And this game is really just well done. I think this and Dawn of War 2 were really the last of the great, like, really, really great, like, excellent 40K games. Because Dawn of War 3 was just an absolute abortion. Like, they could not have dicked with like, they could not have really tried any harder to screw up Dawn of War 3. And Relic has no one to blame but themselves for that one. They were in charge of it, so that was, they can't even point the finger at the publisher for that one. So I don't know what went wrong there. Yeah, I don't know if this game just didn't sell well enough to get a sequel or what, but they clearly had an idea with it. And it's done really well. I just don't know that it did as well as they wanted it to. Because this game is just fun as hell and a very, very good representation of the 40K universe. This is the game that got me into 40K, so I really don't know what... And stay down. Yeah, I don't know what happened with this game. If it just didn't perform well enough to make another one, or whether they were too busy on other projects. But I think they had a trilogy written out, and they just never did anything with it until now. Yeah, that's true. When this game came out, there was a ton of competition, so that may have done a lot. But it's turned into kind of a cult classic. And the great thing is, unlike Dawn of War, really, it's really accessible for people who are not already 40K fans. Like, the way this game plays, even if you're not a 40K fan, you can have fun with it. And that's what how I got into it. I liked the box art, and I happened to be in GameStop and saw the cover, and I liked it, so I just bought it. And yeah, it's Saber Interactive, which I don't know that much about them. It's Saber and Focus, which I think they're mostly known for porting games, so I don't know how they'll do with producing one. We'll see, I guess. I'm guessing Games Workshop did that because Relic's not around anymore, and Saber's probably cheap. That doesn't... That could be it. Because God knows Games Workshop is going to try to cheap out like they do with everything and make a aggressively mediocre product, probably. I hope not. I hope we're wrong, and I hope Space Marine 2 is the most awesome thing ever. But I don't think I'm wrong on this one. Which is too bad, because it'll kill this series permanently, probably. Which is a damn shame, because this series has a lot to offer. And I always hate seeing good franchises that get killed because they just don't find a footing. Titanfall is a perfect example of that, where Titanfall 2 is outstanding. And I think enough people just got turned off by Titanfall 1, and there was too many, like you say, there was too many other well-known games coming out at that point that I don't think it really caught on like it should have. Because I think if it hadn't... Yeah, and honestly, who knows if that gameplay in the trailer is even the current build. That could be an older build that they're working on. And even if the gameplay's alright, the story's got to be there too. Like, this story's pretty freaking good. Although, we are facing the Tyranid this time, so I like that it's not the Orcs. Because the Orcs, like, have turned into, like, the generic bad guy of 40K, where, like, oh, who are we going to have the Space Marines face off against? Oh, yeah, the Orcs. It's, like, every time. And I don't like that. I think there's so many variety of enemies to face off against. Like, I would love to see the Necron or the Eldar as the primary bad guy. But instead, like, 90% of the time, it's either Orcs or Chaos. And don't get me wrong, I love purging me some heretics. But I also want to recognize that there's more than 3 factions in this game. God damn it. Yeah, no, Titanfall 2 was awesome. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And it was an interesting concept, too. And that's what I think is missing from a lot of modern shooters, really, is a fun concept. Like, when Doom came out, there was nothing like it. Yeah, you want to fight everything. Me too, but, like, you kind of got to focus. Like, I would love to see, like, a Space Marine game like this, like I said, either in the Horus Heresy, where you're facing off against, like, kind of weird, unique enemy races that they just made up for this, or, the typical bad guys from that era, like the Eldar. Oh, come on. That was no fair. Yeah, most modern shooters are really just Call of Duty with a new coat of paint, and I'm really goddamn sick of it. Like, it's really just... It's, hey, Call of Duty made money, so let's make more. It's like, no, let's have some actual, like, creativity, please. That would be nice. Give me that health. Give me... There we go. But yeah, man, like, the whole... Just... The AAA industry right now is just... There's no creativity to be found anywhere in it. And it's a damn shame, because, like, I remember back in the day when, like, playing the original Call of Duty, that game was freaking great. One thing I would love to see, and I've never seen, at least recently, there was a couple on the Xbox, but nothing recent, is a game, like a Vietnam-era shooter. I think that would be really cool. Like, especially with modern graphics, I think it could look really awesome. But, sadly, I doubt we're going to get that. Well, I mean, with the AAA publishers, that's what they do, man. Like, it's just going to be, hey, this made money, so let's copy that. And you're just never going to... You're never going to get them to change that, unfortunately. Because there's too much money involved. And it's the same thing with movies now. Like, everyone's trying to make something that's going to please everyone, and as a result, it just gets watered down into more generic product that... I mean, look at the Book of Boba Fett. Like, it could have been so good, and it just wasn't. Because they tried to play it safe and go with what makes everyone else happy. Oh, is that a Thunderhammer? Oh, Daddy, yes. This is about to be really, really bad for the greenskins. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Come here. You guys are getting the beady stick. The heck? Oh, this is the way I came from, I think. Whoops. But yeah, the Book of Boba Fett was so disappointing because it could have been something really special, and it just wasn't. And like the fact that like Boba Fett himself, yeah, the early 2000s was pretty freaking awesome. You had Call of Duty, Medal of Honor was still good. Yeah, man, I remember the good old days. Total War was brand new and like really, really awesome. Like we had Rome. Oh man, so many good games that could have had. Even on the strategy side, the Company of Heroes and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean Disney fails at pretty much everything they try, so it was kind of to be expected. But I was hoping it would at least be halfway decent. And they had a great character, and they got the original actor back to play him, and the content they came out with was just really disappointing. Dude, StarCraft and Warcraft were like the pinnacle of strategy in the late 90s, early 2000s. And the funny thing is both of those were supposed to be Warhammer titles. StarCraft was supposed to be what basically turned into Dawn of War. And unfortunately, they couldn't put it together at like the last minute. So unfortunately, we didn't get that, but we got StarCraft out of it because they decided to reuse most of the assets and just rename it. Which, I get it. Is it original? No. Is it fine? Also, kinda, because I get it. You sunk all this money into development, and yeah, here's your stick. But yeah, man, I would have loved to have seen a Warhammer Fantasy based on Warcraft and 40K based on StarCraft, but that's kind of what Dawn of War turned into. Unfortunately, we never got the Warhammer Fantasy equivalent, which I've never actually gotten into Warhammer Fantasy. I need to one of these days. But and not even just those. Company of Heroes in 2005. There were so many good games and unique games that came out right around then. I find it like really sad to think of how far some of these developers have fallen. Hell, Relic isn't even around anymore, and they were like on top of their game for a while. Like I'd say like 2000 to 2010 was probably the best decade for games. God, I love the Thunderhammer. But no, I have to say, like, if you had to give me a decade to pick, I would pick 2000 to 2010. That's probably the best decade for gaming, just in general. Yeah, that's I think what's killing a lot of it is they like if you don't sell millions of copies or don't make more money than the last one made, then like that's the thing with. Hopefully that may change with Microsoft buying out Activision, but I don't know, man. I'm cautiously optimistic because weirdly enough, Microsoft is actually pretty consumer friendly at this point, which is crazy to say, I know, but yeah, man, unfortunately that's kind of the way gaming is gone. It's gone the same way at Hollywood, and that's not a good thing. Although Hollywood's getting their own little correction right now with some of the stuff that's coming out. Exactly. More like how dare they defy the might of one very, very pissed off Space Marine with a Thunderhammer. That's just not acceptable. Titus Smash. That's fine. I'm keeping the Thunderhammer though. Orcs inside the perimeter, you say? Well, let's see what me and my giant beady stick have to say about that. But yeah, what's coming? I got some stuff coming up for the channel you guys might want to pay attention to. I'm going to be doing a review of the new Saxon album, and probably also an album that was recommended to me by another YouTuber, Mr. 32 Flavors and Nick Weiser, who, if you haven't checked his channel out, definitely do. He's a great dude, and I think you guys are really going to enjoy it. But he recommended an album to me by a newer band. It's their first album. And And yeah, I really think you guys are going to enjoy those. So as soon as those are kind of recorded and set up, I will get those out to you. Especially now, since I don't have a day job at the moment, I actually have the time to really sit down and record a lot of stuff. So even if I don't release it right away, I can at least record it. So stay tuned for that stuff. I love the freaking flying orcs in these games. They're just hilarious. And yeah, I got some other stuff coming up that I think you guys are gonna like. Yeah, the orcs are just a fun enemy. Like they really are. Because they're just kind of derpy and hilarious. Although I like the older orcs better when they were like yeah, they were funny and kind of derpy, but they were also terrifying in their own way. And now they're just kind of like the running joke of the series, where it's just like, oh yeah, orcs do dumb shit. Hee hee. No! Where'd my big biggity stick go? I need that. Oh, I can't say no to a chainsword. Let's face it. Oh, hi guys. God, the Stalker Bolter's good in this game. Yeah, they are kind of the comic relief, which I like and I don't. It's great to have some levity in a universe this dark, but at the same time, I feel like these days they kind of overdo it a bit. You know what I mean? Like they're overusing that. And on tabletop, it's fun because, like, you know, the orcs do kind of have a very interesting playstyle where it's basically just do a bunch of random crap and then and like, you know, so they have a lot more like susceptibility to like randomness and stuff like that, but it's actually really fun the way they do it because they make sure it's not like it's not too random. Although the orcs are not competitive in ninth, it's just too bad because I really think they could be. Is that something I can shoot? That is something I can shoot. There it is. But anyway, guys, I think that's going to do it for tonight. I'm going to call it here because this is a good stopping point. And I hope you guys will join me next week when we continue this game. This isn't a very long game, so this should only be like another 1-2 streams maybe. Maybe 3 if I suck. But anyway, yeah. Thanks for coming out. Stay healthy. Stay safe. I love you all. And I will catch you next time.